I was like, wow. Yeah, George Zimmerman. George Zimmerman. He was with the shits. He was with the movement. Yeah, that the Trayvon train was. Let me go here for a second. So let's learn about the retreat at Twin Lakes. This is where Trayvon's dad lived. Cause remember, Trayvon mom put him out because he was too much trouble. He kept getting suspended from school. He was implicated. He was breaking into cars. He was implicated in a robbery. He was suspended from school a bunch of times. Normal stuff which you can understand kids do. But the retreat at Twin Lakes is a gated community in the U.S. city of Sanford, Florida, that gained notoriety following the February 2012 shooting of Trayvon Martin by George Zimmerman. The community initially consisted of 1,400 square foot townhouses, which sold on an average for $250,000. Okay? So this is a nice community in 2004 when it opens up, but had values below 100,000 by February of 2012. So this community that George Zimmerman was living in and Trayvon Martin's father was living in, it started as a nice community. Okay? It's a gated community. They gotta have the man open up the gate for you. You gotta press the button, call somebody, and they gotta open up the gate for you. This was a gated community. And for those of you that's just joining us, here's the tweet that caused all this trouble. A white player from the Lakers, liked this tweet. Zimmerman killed a man who was bigger than him after said man attacked him unprovoked and pounded his head into the pavement MMA style. He has to sign racist paraphernalia because the black community he had volunteered his time to help prior to the incident tried to ruin him. Okay? So we're analyzing to see if this tweet is true. Even though they're gonna cut the guy, they're gonna get rid of him, the white player, because you know LeBron is woke, and he plays for the Lakers, and the Lakers are a woke team now. Can't have nobody on the team that liked the pro Zimmerman tweet. Okay? So, we're all up to date. If we all up to date, press 1 so I can move on. This is the tweet that got the white player in trouble. This guy, Mo Wagner, he a white guy. Zimmerman killed a man who was bigger than him after said man attacked him unprovoked and pounded his head into the pavement MMA style. He has to sign racist paraphernalia because the black community he had volunteered his time to help prior to the incident tried to ruin him. Now this dude Mo Wagner, German. The player who did this for the Lakers, he's German. German. You said, what's up, Big T Bird? You said the media edited his phone call. Yeah, the media edited the phone call. So this was this place where Trayvon's dad and George Zimmerman lived was a gated community. Had a gate. You couldn't just drive in there. You had to buzz to get in. And it opened in 2004, and the homes were $250,000. But By the time Trayvon's dad moves in with his girlfriend there, the home's only worth $100,000. Okay? In 2004, the homes, okay, they began construction, yada, yada, yada. George Zimmerman moved into the community in 2009. At that time, the U.S. was experiencing the Great Recession. Okay? So this is when George Zimmerman moves in. The demographics in there, okay? The retreat at Twin Lakes has a demographic that mirrored the city in which it was relatively diverse. It was 50% white, 30% Hispanic, and 20% black. Yeah. But I want y'all to look at these numbers. This place, the Twin Lakes, this gated community where Trayvon got killed, was 50% white, 30% Hispanic, and only 20% black. This was not the ghetto. But here's what happened. In 2010, and make sure everybody hit the like button. In 2010, the community reported 326 crime incidents, which ranged from homicide to burglaries. So you got homicides and burglaries in a gated community. That's strange, ain't it? How many of y'all think that's strange if you got 326 crimes ranging from homicide to burglaries in 1 year, the year 2010, in a gated community? Fine, George Zimmerman might have brought it on himself. I'm just analyzing the tweet, the validity of the tweet. I'm not defending George Zimmerman. So the neighborhood started getting very violent. Okay? So Zimmerman married Shelley Dean, a licensed cosmetologist, in 2007. 2 years later, they rented a townhouse in the retreat at Twin Lakes in Sanford, Florida. Zimmerman had previously been employed at a car dealership and a mortgage audit firm. He enrolled in Seminole State College, and he was working on his associate degree in criminal justice. In December of 2011, he was allowed to participate in a school graduation ceremony, even though he was a course credit shy of his degree. He was completing that degree at the time of the shooting. Zimmerman was then employed as an insurance underwriter. In early 2011, Zimmerman participated in a citizens' forum at the Sanford City Hall to protest the beating of a black homeless man by the son of a white Sanford police officer. So that's interesting. In 2011, George Zimmerman was out protesting for a black homeless guy that got beat up by a white man. Okay? No, I'm not saying Zimmerman didn't have issues. I'm sure Zimmerman had big issues, Big T. We know he's not all the way there. We know he's a bad guy. I'm just saying he was with the black community. He was with all the marching and protesting stuff. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that he's guilty or he innocent or he a good guy. He's definitely not a good guy. He's a bad guy. What I'm saying is he was out there protesting and marching for this black homeless man that got beat up by the son of a white Sanford police officer in 2011. During the meeting, Zimmerman claimed he witnessed disgusting behavior while participating in a ride-along program with local police. Okay? So he thought the police were treating the black people wrong. Okay? He thought the police was treating the black people wrong. Okay? George Zimmerman was with the shits. But here's what you don't understand about the neighborhood. Why George Zimmerman was necessary. The neighborhood was going to shit. And there was a lot of crime. Olivia Bertalan was home alone with her infant son one morning last August. This is 2012. When a man came to her door, knocked, and rang the doorbell. She peered out the window, didn't recognize the man, and called police when another man came to her back door. Bertalan, 21, ran upstairs and locked herself and her son in a bedroom as the second man entered her home, which was in the Retreat at Twin Lakes, a gated middle-income neighborhood, and the 260 townhouses of Sanford, Florida, outside Orlando. Terrified, she and her son cried as the man tried to turn the knob of the door where they hid. Both men ran when police arrived, but not before stealing a laptop and a digital camera. It was terrible, said Bertalan, who moved from the neighborhood last month after about half a year because of this and other burglaries. I'm sure he could hear me in there because my son was crying and I was crying. Who knows what would have happened if the police hadn't been there. Twin Lakes has been in the national spotlight since one of its residents, George Zimmerman, shot and killed a 17-year-old boy named Trayvon while Martin was walking through the neighborhood on a rainy February night. Martin, who was unarmed, was reportedly headed to a relative's house. Zimmerman, who was carrying a concealed 9mm handgun and was the captain of the Neighborhood Watch organization, told police that Martin had assaulted him after Zimmerman had asked why he was there. Thank you. Under Florida's Stand Your Ground law, which allows people who believe they were in danger to respond with deadly force, Zimmerman was not arrested. In an attempt to understanding Zimmerman's actions, much attention has been called to the fact that Martin was black and to the frequency with which Zimmerman, who was half white and half Hispanic, called police in the years leading up to the shooting. Twin Lakes is almost 50% white. Okay? So this neighborhood, remember, this is not a black neighborhood. This neighborhood is 50% white, 30% Hispanic, and 20% black. So this neighborhood where Trayvon got shot in was not a black neighborhood. But it was a very violent neighborhood. There was a lot of crime. 326 reported crimes, from homicide to burglary alone in 2010. Conversations with several residents, however, suggest that Zimmerman's calls reflect a wider feeling of concern and distrust in the community. So Zimmerman was constantly calling the police before Trayvon Martin. He had the police on speed dial. He was always calling the police. For years, Twin Lakes residents have been on edge, demonstrated by their decision last September to start a neighborhood watch organization, which was initiated by Zimmerman himself. Okay? So they had a lot of crime in this neighborhood. Remember, the neighborhood's 50% white, 30% Hispanic, 20% black, and it's a gated community. You have to hit a call buzzer to have someone open the gate for you. You can't just drive through this neighborhood. It's a gated community. So George Zimmerman, after calling the police so many times because the neighborhood's so violent, he starts up a neighborhood watch. And if you're not a thug or a gangster, that would be a good thing. I wouldn't mind to have a neighborhood watch in my community. I'm not a gangster. I'm not selling drugs. I wouldn't have a problem with it. How many of you guys would have a problem if somebody started a neighborhood watch in your community? Hit one if you would like a neighborhood watch in your community, or hit two if you would have a problem with it. What's up, Victor? Victor Creed. I would love a neighborhood. Well, don't bother me. I'm not out there doing nothing wrong. I wouldn't mind them having a neighborhood watch in my community. Your complex as a night watch person, Victor? You live in the Bronx, right, Victor? Everybody hit the like button. Make sure you hit the like button. Yeah, so listen, if you're not out there doing anything, so nobody should have had a problem with Zimmerman doing a neighborhood watch. Okay, the burglary of Olivia Bertaland's home was just one of 8 reported over the previous 14 months, several of which neighbors said involved young black men. Okay? So, remember, this is a neighborhood that's 50% white, 30% Hispanic, 20% black. But the burglaries are being committed by black people. So I'm just trying to set the stage. We're setting the stage. We're not making any excuses for George Zimmerman. We're just showing you why they created the neighborhood watch. I am not making excuses for Zimmerman, what he did. I am just showing you why the neighborhood watch in that community was created. What's up, huh? Thank you, brother. Hit the like button. It's very important. So we have a neighborhood that started off as a gated community. Remember, this is a gated community with a call box that you have to call somebody and they have to buzz you in. You can't just drive into the neighborhood. Originally, the houses went for $250,000. Slowly, they dropped from $250,000 in 2004 to $100,000 in 2008. So the values of the house, the neighborhood degrades. It's 50% black, 50% white, 30% Hispanic, and 20% black. There's a lot of crime in this neighborhood. The people in the community, the victim interviews, when they interview the victims, when they interview the witnesses, they say it's black people doing it. Okay? So you have a small population of black people in the community, but whenever there's a crime, the victim statements and the witnesses say it was a black guy who did it. Okay? So fast forward to that night. And we all know what happened that night. Well, we don't know what happened that night, but we think we know what happened that night. Whatever. I'm not going to go that far. I just wanted to go this far. So this was a very violent community where the burglaries, the robberies, the homicides, when they asked the victims and the witnesses to describe the assailants, they always said that it was black. They were black. So you have this 50% white, 30% Hispanic, 20% black neighborhood where black kids mostly, young black men are committing the vast majority of the crime. So that night when George sees Trayvon, a kid, remember Trayvon just moved in with his dad because his mom kicked him out because he was getting suspended from school and he was getting in all types of trouble. Fighting, getting in trouble for, just regular stuff kids get in trouble for, smoking weed. He started, getting in a lot of trouble, which could happen if your parents are separated, you acting out a little bit, whatever. The mama who's trying to get away. Now, this is the thing about the mama that I don't like. What's her name? I forgot her name. Gloria, Sylvia, something. Sabrina Fulton, that's her name. The mother. She never, ever talks about the fact that she put that boy out. When your mother puts you out of the house, she put him out. Sabrina. That's never talked about. The reason he was over his dad's girlfriend, he wasn't even staying with his dad's girlfriend. His dad was living with his girlfriend in that neighborhood, the Twin Lakes retreat. The retreat at Twin Lakes. No, we're not even talking about the incident yet. I don't really want to get into the incident because it's too convoluted. Everybody has a different opinion of what happened. What I'm saying is why George would have said, hey, what are you doing around here? A kid walking with a hoodie he'd never seen before. He's the neighborhood watchman. It's a string of burglaries. All the victims and the witnesses say when the police ask him what happened, they say it was a black kid. It was a black kid. Who did this? It was a black kid. Who'd you see running away? It was a black kid. When you heard the shots, who you saw running away? It was a black kid. When you heard that window break, who was it? A black kid. Black kid, black kid, black kid. So there's a lot of crime being done by young black men in this community. And it's only 20% black. What I'm trying to get you to understand is, so when George sees Trayvon that night with a hoodie on, whatever, he'd never seen Trayvon before because Trayvon was living with his mother. Trayvon got killed one day after his mother put him out. Hit the like button if you want to support this type of channel where we talk about things like this. You can support the channel via PayPal or Super Chat. What's up, Blue Airs? Thank you, D. Maxwell. So, George didn't know his mom put him out, but Sabrina put him out the day before because Trayvon was just like a normal kid, normal inner city kid getting in a lot of trouble. But they never talk about that. You put this boy out of your house because you couldn't handle him. The next day, he gets killed by the night watchman at the neighborhood he moved to. Just think about that. He raising hell, going through his little teenage years, acting up, getting in all types of trouble. Would y'all like to see some of the trouble he got into? Hit one if y'all want to see if y'all want me to pull up the type of trouble Trayvon was getting into. Oh man, good luck to your grandpa. We're gonna keep your grandpa in prayer, man. Everybody, your grandpa gonna be all right, babe. Okay, so let's find out why Saint Sabrina, put Trayvon out the day before he was killed by the night watchman in the neighborhood that he moved to. What's up, D-Ledge? Okay? Because that's something that nobody want to talk about. This boy was killed the day after his mom put him out her house. Trayvon Martin, typical teen or troublemaker? So we're going to do 1 for typical teen, 2 for troublemaker. I'm going to read this. 1 for typical teen, 2 for troublemaker. Okay? The closeness between Trayvon Martin and his father was always evident, even during times of trouble. Public affection came easy. Hugs after football games and kisses on the cheek and photographs Hold them twos, though. You might be surprised. I don't know. We're going to find out. But those in their circle of influence, it was during more difficult days when Tracy Martin's stern yet loving attitude towards his sometimes troubled son turned out. Before the 17-year-old's death in one of the most racially sensitive murder cases in decades made him a household name, there was the indelible image of Trayvon Martin being escorted off a football field by his dad. Coach Jerome Horton said the young man was one of the best players on his recreational team. The Wolverines, based in Foranzo Park in Miramar, Florida, but Trayvon, who played for Horton from age 8 to 13, would sometimes have to sit out because his father would bench him for mistakes made off the football field. I've watched his dad take him off the field because he messed up in school, Horton said. We'd beg and plead, but Tracy Martin would just say, no, he isn't going to play. So his dad was a disciplinarian. The dad's a disciplinarian. No excuses. Dad don't take no shit. In the weeks after Trayvon's shooting death in Sanford, Florida in late February, the nation, indeed the world, heard details of a young life cut short. Whether he was a typical teen or troublemaker, an aggressor or a victim, often depended on who was speaking about Trayvon. Yet in the quiet months since Neighborhood Watch captain George Zimmerman was charged in the killing, a clearer picture of the African-American teen is coming into focus. In dozens of interviews with family members and acquaintances, and from details available in court documents and school records, Trayvon Martin is revealed as a standout athlete with a ravenous appetite. Adored by family, quiet and funny. And yet there is evidence of drug use, school suspensions, and an interest in mixed martial arts. So Trayvon, when George Zimmerman says that Trayvon beat him up MMA style, because remember, that's in the tweet. That's why we're talking about this, because this tweet that this Laker player liked. This is the tweet that the white Laker player liked that's getting him in trouble. Okay? Look at the tweet. Zimmerman killed a man who was bigger than him after said man attacked him unprovoked and pounded his head into the pavement MMA style. He has to sign racist paraphernalia because the black community he had volunteered his time it turned on him. So his dad's a gangster? I didn't know his dad was a gangster. That's crazy. I mean, listen, he a brother, man. Most brothers that come from certain neighborhoods are going to have a little a little dirt on them. Okay? Most brothers going to have some dirt on them. I'd hate for somebody to look up my past. Okay? Loved mixed martial arts. He had tattoos and gold teeth. How many of y'all knew Trayvon had tattoos and gold teeth? How many of y'all knew Trayvon Martin had tattoos and gold teeth? Hit one if you knew Trayvon Martin had tattoos and gold teeth. I ain't know. He said, how many of y'all knew Trayvon Martin had tattoos and gold teeth? This little man got tattoos and gold teeth? I didn't know that. Where the tattoos and gold teeth? I don't see no tattoos and gold teeth. He was 6'2". Hold on. This little boy got tattoos and goatee where? Y'all must be lying, man. Y'all lying, man. Why y'all lying on him, man? Y'all ain't shit. Lying on that little kid, man. That little kid ain't had no tattoos and goatee. You mean this ain't what he looked like that day? You mean this picture from like the 3rd grade? You mean the picture they gave the news was from when he was in the 3rd grade? Oh, okay. That makes sense now. Now I get it. Okay. Why y'all ain't say something? Hit the like button. What's up, Blank? Hit the like button. So, attributes used to paint Trayvon as a marauding thug or defended as simply a typical young man. Oh, you must be married to a sister, Will. Trayvon had been suspended several times during his school years, usually for minor trouble. Now, what is several? How many times is several? Because I don't like that word, how many times? Motherfucker, just tell us how many times you were suspended. Because that word several, because Trayvon, this was back when you could suspend black kids. Now you can't suspend black kids. You can't suspend black kids from school no more unless they kill somebody. This was back in 2012 when you could suspend black kids. So, how many times was Trayvon suspended? Because when I'm thinking of several, I think several is 2. To me, several is 2. He said 3 or 14 times. What's up, Lou? He said 3 or 14 times. Several is 2 plus. A couple is 2. Okay, a couple is 2, so several might be 3 or 4. Okay, a couple, yeah, a couple's 2. Okay. So Trayvon was suspended several times, usually for minor trouble. What do you mean usually? How can you be suspended several times and then usually it be for minor trouble? If you was suspended several times, then I mean the first time you suspended for this, the second time you suspended for that. What do they mean usually? They always tell on themselves. Well, you can tell when they trying to hide something. He was suspended several times. Usually it was for minor trouble. What you mean usually? He said Kobe like the Zimmerman tweet. No. What do they mean usually? Usually, for all y'all that's just joining, this is the tweet that the white supremacist player from from the Lakers, the white supremacist Mo Wagner from the Lakers, he liked this tweet. When somebody said Zimmerman killed a man who was bigger than him after said man attacked him unprovoked and pounded his head into the pavement MMA style. He has designed racist paraphernalia because the black community he had volunteered his time to help prior to the incident tried to ruin him. And you should hit the like button, everybody. Everybody hit the like button, man. It's very interesting. They say he said he was suspended several times. And usually, what do you mean usually? Usually mean a lot. How many y'all, am I crazy? Or is it like, if they be like, if somebody say, yeah, this dude, somebody be like, yeah, this dude fucked a rabbit several times. Usually, it was without a condom. Like, what you mean, usually? I thought he only fucked a rabbit a couple times. What you mean, usually? Like, it's just weird. It's just weird the way, they... Yeah, the only dude that got Zimmerman was another white guy. But look at this. Everybody hit the like button, man. If you want to support the channel, you can hit the super chat, or you can hit the PayPal. His last suspension, so basically Trayvon was suspended a lot more times than they want to say. You can tell by these 3 lines Trayvon was suspended. They don't want to tell you how many times Trayvon was suspended. They don't just want to give you a number. You can tell. Trayvon had been suspended several times during his school years, usually for minor trouble. His last suspension, for having marijuana residue in a bag, led his father to take the teen from Miami to his home in Sanford, Florida for a few days as punishment. It was there on February 26, 21 days after turning 17 and 5 days into a punishment designed by his dad to set him straight, that Trayvon was shot by Zimmerman. So, okay, they're saying that the dad took him away from the mom. So maybe the mom's off the hook, y'all. Here they're saying the dad took him away from the mom because the dad was fed up with him. The dad took him away from the mom because the dad was fed up. That's what I'm getting from this. Nah, this wasn't no psyop. This was an organic situation. We don't do the psyops over here, Will. Go somewhere else with the psyops and shit. That little dude got shot, got his brains blown out. Happens all the time. Ain't no conspiracy. The little Negro got his brains blown out. What's up, Evante? So George Zimmerman, say Trayvon whooped his ass though. That's one thing that's for sure. One thing for sure. Trayvon whooped his ass. George is not lying. George is not trying to make it. George looked fucked up, and he said Trayvon whooped his ass. So, the next day, Tracy Martin, who had hoped the trip to Sanford would help his son learn a lesson away from the comfort of friends of Miami, explained to a dispatcher in a low and somber voice that his son was missing. Less than an hour later, he identified his body. Zimmerman was only 29, damn. So Zimmerman was a young guy too. One witness to the shooting told police he saw a man in a black hoodie throwing down blows on a guy kind of MMA style. There go that damn MMA shit. Trayvon was whooping George's ass. Whatever George did, Trayvon was whooping his ass. Facts. What's up, Chris? Yeah, Trayvon gave my man that work, man. The same lawyers released color photo just last week that shows Zimmerman bruised and battered with a swollen and bruised nose and blood dripping down his mouth. The image, they say, pointed to the severe beating they say Trayvon inflicted on Zimmerman before he used a gun to defend himself. So, despite some struggles in school, his family insists Trayvon was not the violent attacker who Zimmerman claims punched him and knocked his head to the ground. Trayvon had never had any trouble with the law, his family and friends said. His juvenile records are still sealed. So his nickname was Mouse. Trayvon's nickname was Mouse because he was so quiet. They say he passed time listening to music, playing video games, and sharing pickup basketball games with neighbors. His favorite subject was math. Trayvon's favorite subject was math. His favorite television was Martin. I could dig that. Martin was my shit, too. The night of the shooting, Trayvon wore his customary hoodie. Trayvon dreamed of fixing and flying planes. He liked roller skating, spent hours talking and texting. Trayvon showed interest in aviation so much that he gave up football during his freshman year. As he handed in his cleats, he told teammates he wanted to be a pilot. During his freshman and sophomore years at Miami, Carroll City. Oh, he from Carroll City. Okay. That's the hood. Trayvon wasn't from Sanford. Trayvon was from Miami. Not saying that means anything, but it's just interesting. They painting him as this Miami, as this Sanford kid. Sanford was the suburbs. He wasn't from there. He was from Miami. The hood, Carroll City. Carroll City High. So Trayvon went to Carroll City High. Let's see what kind of school that is. Oh, he from Miami Gardens. Trayvon was from Miami Gardens. He said that that's the city GTA is modeled after. We've been doing a lot of stories on this. This Miami Gardens, that's a rough area, Jack. This school is rated below average in school quality compared to other schools in Florida. So the test scores, 3 out of 10. That's actually not bad. Most of the schools that we see when we do these stories of these kids, these troubled teens from the community, most of these schools in the community get a 1 out of 10. This school got a 3 out of 10 in test scores. They say a worrisome sign. Test scores at this school fall below the state average. So 30% of the kids proficient in English, 37 proficient in math, and 30 proficient in science. This means something, y'all. I want y'all to know this means something. Okay? This is not just nothing. %79 of the students are black. %99 of the students are low income. So Trayvon went to a school where 79% of the kids were black and 99% of them were low income. Okay. He said it's okay. I agree. I agree with that. So, this shows the out-of-school suspension rates across the different races and ethnicities. So, 32% of the black kids in that school have been suspended. 32% of the kids at his school have been suspended. God damn. The state average is 10%. So the state average is 10% of the school has been suspended during a year, at least once. At Trayvon School, 32% of the black kids had been suspended. What's up, Black Introvert? Make sure y'all sub the Black Introvert, man. And y'all get a chance, man. He a coon. He a full-fledged coon. Damn. Listen to what this parent says. Listen to what this parent wrote about Trayvon Martin's school. And I'm not blaming this on Trayvon. I'm just showing you the environment, the school he went to. The health of this is a parent speaking. The health of this school is beyond comprehension. We recently moved to the area and transferred my child to Carroll City Middle School. While I'm typing this, my son says that school doesn't deserve to be capitalized. The administration in general is welcoming, but I guess it could be because they know what's awaiting you on the other side of their offices. The following is a list of what my child has reported after his first 3 days of attendance. Okay? 1. The kids curse more than the number of pixels on a plasma TV screen. Okay? She said the kids curse more than the number of pixels on a plasma TV screen. This is her kid. This is what her kid told her. 2, the kids begin urinating in the restrooms from the time they cross the threshold of the restroom. 3, the teachers spend more time disciplining and texting on their phones than they do teaching. 4, students talk on their phones and eat meals in class without the teacher's permission. 5, the students are negative, assaulting, insulting, and bullying. An understatement. The counselor is phenomenal in understanding. So that's the good thing. At least the counselor at the school is phenomenal in understanding. 7, homosexuality is prominent with public displays of affection. Okay? This is high school. Homosexuality is prominent with public displays of affection. And this school is 79% black. Test scores abysmal. Suspension rate through the roof. Yeah, Raw Theory. This shit crazy. This is a parent speaking. That's a parent speaking. Look, this is a troll. A troll account gave him 5 stars. A troll account gave him 5 stars. Yo, what's up? This Rick Ross. I put Carroll City Middle School on the map. You know what I mean? Damn, yo. So Trayvon came from a very rough environment. Sabrina, man, you raised that boy up. Sabrina raised that boy in the jungle. Miami Gardens. She raised him up in the jungle, but he survived. He survived, though, being in the jungle. He was over his dad's house for 5 days in that gated community, the retreat at Twin Lakes, and got killed by the neighborhood watchman. I don't think we putting enough emphasis on that. This kid was giving his mama hell. She couldn't deal with him. The dad said, "I'll take him." Moved them to a gated community. Although a violent gated community where there was a lot of crime, but it was only 20% black. Whereas the city where he lives, where he was from, was 80% black. So Trayvon moved from a city that was 80% black. He survived. Think about this. Trayvon survived 17 years in a city, Miami Gardens, that's 80% black. In 5 days, he was in a town, a city that was 20% black. And he couldn't last 5 days in a city that was 20% black before he was killed by the neighborhood watchman. You say he was out his element, black introvert? I think he wasn't. I think when George said, "What are you doing around here?" I don't think he was used to nobody that wasn't a cop. He probably was like, "Man, who the fuck is you, punk?" I can see it now. Judging from the school he went to and the type of shit he was into, in his environment. When George pulled up in his car didn't have no lights. George's car didn't have no lights. George's car was just a regular person. George just pulled up in his car. Like, George just pulled up in his car. His fucking Toyota Corolla or some shit. Or a fucking Nissan Altima. Roll down the window. "Young man, what are you doing around here?" Trayvon probably was like, "Who the fuck you talking to, punk?" You know what I mean? Like any city kid would. Like, who the fuck you think you talking to? A Ford Fiesta. Yeah, and then George got out the car. George should have stayed in that car. He got his ass whooped. But he had that pistol on him, so he knew he figured he'd be all right. But yeah, y'all, man. Make sure y'all hit the like button on the way out, subscribe. I gotta go in the house, man. It's getting late, man. I can't go all night today, man. I'm gonna try to give y'all a good one tomorrow during the day. During the day, I'm gonna try to give y'all a good live, man. Salute to all y'all, man. Those tuning in late, y'all can go back and watch. I'll leave this up. I'll leave this live stream up for y'all. Salute, Raw Theory. Everybody subscribe. Everybody hit the like button. I'm going to leave this one up so y'all can go back and watch the beginning if y'all haven't, if y'all tuned in late. It was a great show. Nah, you just tune in. You can I'm gonna leave this. I'm gonna leave this up. It should be up in a few, in like 30 minutes. It should load. And you can go back and watch it, or you can rewind it.